So it is my absolute pleasure to present our speaker today, Marcella Silva, who is also known as the Land Baroness. She is a certified land banking expert and regional manager for Renewal Real Estate Services. She has been investing in land since 2008, when she quit her software engineering job with the Lawrence Livermore National Lab. She now owns over 4 million square feet of land in the most high-growth areas of California. And she has a passion for supporting and educating individuals about creating wealth with this age-old investment that we all walk on every single day: land. Her intention is that when you leave here today, you'll never look at dirt the same way again. Please help me give a warm welcome to Marcella Silva.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, and I am just so grateful to be here. I'm grateful for everyone who has a listing and a buyer and who's doing business and decided to get up this morning and improve their lives by connecting with each other. So who's grateful to be here? Yes? Yay! Awesome. Well, I'm here to tell you guys probably something new. Today I'm talking about land banking. So by definition, land banking is the practice of buying affordable, pre-developed land located in the path of growth. I guarantee you have seen this happen before your eyes, especially if you're from the Bay Area, right? So this is a backdated Google Earth image of Milpitas, California, 1993. Who lived here at that time? A few people. This is 880, 237. You're probably familiar with this location. At that time, you could have bought land for $1,000 to $10,000 per acre, depending on zoning and location. There was actually land available then. This is when you want to buy it. This is the pre-developed area, so there's existing developments, existing infrastructure, but still a lot of land available to be developed. That's when we help investors invest in land. Nothing new there. Now, look at the amount of development that's come in literally within a 7-year period. So obviously it's a high growth area. That's where you want to be. Things are happening. Developments are going on. What is there now less of in that area? Land. They're not making any more of it, by the way. So what happens to the value? Simple economics 101. The value goes up. $500,000 to $1 million per acre in this picture. And now we're talking $2 to $7 million per acre if you can even find any land. And the beautiful thing is, if you're an owner of land, it doesn't go back down to $10,000 per acre. It's not like the stock market. The values of it, especially here in California, continue to go up. So that's what land banking is in terms of pictures. Now, a lot of us are familiar with land being used for housing, for commercial centers. Well, there's a lot of other things that most people aren't even aware of that is consuming land at the fastest rate in history. I'll be talking about some of them a little bit. Online shopping, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, batteries. You might be thinking, what do electric vehicles and land have to do with each other? So when investing in land, you want to look at the economics of an area. By the way, did you guys know that California is now the 4th largest economy in the world? Congratulations to California. We just surpassed Japan recently. So in looking at economics, we're looking specifically, in this case, at what are the high growth areas in jobs. There actually is a direct correlation in job growth and land development. So tech roles, especially in AI, data specialists, green energy, and e-commerce and logistics. So let's talk e-commerce and logistics, online shopping. Who loves online shopping? It makes it way too easy to get your shopping done at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Amazon shows up right at your door. The #1 vehicle on my road in my neighborhood is Amazon, for sure, right? Well, for every $1 billion in online sales, it takes about 1.25 million square feet of warehouse space to support that. How big is 1.25 million square feet? huge, right? It's massive. One Costco is about 250,000 square feet, so that's like 5 Costcos. These things are freaking massive, huge, huge. Is that a lot of land? Yeah. Yes, that is. That's a lot of land. So here's an example of actually one of my properties. I put my money where my mouth is. I own 13 parcels of land myself. This is the property right here where that little yellow pin is. This is a backdated Google Earth image of when I bought this property in 2014. Like I said, you know, pre-developed area, there's land available, but there's existing developments. This particular property is zoned industrial, which is needed for these massive warehouses. Well, look what's happened since then. I bought the property for $92,000. Oops, turned it off. Hello? $92,000. 2014. 2023, this is what it looked like. Before, after. Why did all those developments come in? Because of online shopping. We are a consumer country. So what happened to the value of the land? Increased significantly. I bought the property for $1.15 per square foot. It's now worth over $30 per square foot, putting it at over $2.3 million. That's what land can do. Now let's look at artificial intelligence. Have you guys heard of it? Do you like hear about it literally every single day? Is it taking over your computers and your phones and everything? If you don't use it, you're gonna miss out type of situation, AI. Well, something that they don't talk a lot about AI is the amount of electricity that it uses. This is huge, massive. Just think about it. These massive data warehouses with these data centers, which by the way require a lot of land, those computers are worthless without electricity. Your phone that we all love to work on every day, it's a worthless piece of block without electricity. How much electricity does AI use? This is an average study. It takes about 30 times more electricity to do an AI search than to do a regular Google search. 30 times more. So consider that. Here's another study. They're saying by the year 2030, so 5 years from now, AI is going to consume as much electricity as all of the homes combined in America. Every home. In the next 5 years, just for AI. That's huge. Here's another study. That graph right there is showing the amount of electricity that AI data centers are consuming from when it started in not that long ago, January 2023 to November 2024. That's 92 gigawatts of energy. What the heck does that mean? That's equivalent to powering about 20 million homes in less than 2 years. That's a lot of electricity just for AI. Now, the guys who are putting together the AI, who are doing this, right? Meta, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, all big tech companies of the world, they have all committed to going green, meaning that they have a zero carbon footprint, net zero economy, net zero companies. All of their energy is coming from net zero sources like solar energy, wind energy, those types of things. It is actually considered the next industrial revolution, the combination of AI and powering that AI, electrification intelligence. And the number one type of alternative energy being used to power these things is solar. Solar is actually the cheapest form of electricity in history according to the International Energy Agency. And if you look under those solar panels, you might see a lot of dirt there. There's a whole lot of land that's being consumed by these projects. Miles and miles of land. So solar, like I said, is the cheapest, it's easy to install, it's scalable, and it's something that gets continually cheaper over time. That's why it's growing at such a rapid pace. This is a study that shows the amount of monies that are being invested in solar versus all other energy generation technologies combined, from 2024, 23, 22, etc. This is solar. That's the amount of monies being spent in solar technologies and installations versus every other type of technology combined. So more money going in there, roughly to the tune of $1 billion per day. In 2025, expected to hit $670 billion towards clean tech investments, and the number one is solar, by far. Still reaching that $1 billion a day situation with solar. So according to the International Energy Agency, in 2025, and actually it happened in March, solar and renewables have surpassed the amount of energy generation by coal. Already happened. In 2025 or 2026 respectively, it's expected to surpass nuclear energy. So all good things for the environment. And did you guys know about the California mandate? Mandating us to go green. In 2018, Senate Bill 100 was passed that said by the year 2045, 100% of California's energy must come from alternative energy sources. By 2045, this is Senate Bill 100. Who wishes they were like Rockefeller? If he was alive today, he would be the richest man on the planet. And what did he say? The major fortunes in America have been made in land. How did he make it? By energy generation through oil. But you've got to have the land to make that happen. As a matter of fact, his fortune is so large, they did a study recently to, if you adjust it for today's dollars, his fortune is bigger than Bezos, Musk, and Zuckerberg combined, and then add another $100 billion on top of that. That's how wealthy he would be if he were alive today. And today we have the opportunity to own the new age oil well. So let's look back, we're going to reverse to Rockefeller times. This is a backdated image, obviously, in the 1900s of New York, Fifth Avenue, horse and buggy days. There's not a single car on the road. How long did it take for cars to take over horse and buggies? And this is back in the day when things were very slow. They didn't have technologies that we have today to move us into a new future. 13 years later, goodbye horse and buggies, hello cars. How long did it take to put in all of the gas stations just to handle the vehicles coming in, right? So things to consider. Now, we look at today. What is taking over gas-powered vehicles? Electric vehicles. The number one type of car in my neighborhood is an electric vehicle of some sort. 1 in 4 cars sold in America is electrified. 5 short years ago, it was 1 in 25 vehicles. So this is how quickly this thing is happening. And on top of it, all of the car companies are going green. They are retooling their existing manufacturing plants so that they can bust out these electric vehicles for people. And this is happening because people want them, governments want them and are mandating them. Corporations are moving to electric vehicles. And it's happening across the globe, not just here in California. Did you guys know there are actually more electric vehicle chargers here in California than there are gas nozzles? Now the question is, where's all that energy coming from? So how much energy does a car take? By the way, here in California, they've passed a law that says by the year 2035, all new car sales must be electric vehicles. So you better get your gas car now if you want that, because that's going out of style and very quickly. So this is a little 2017 Nissan Leaf. This is the guy you're probably honking at on the freeway because he's going so slow. That car takes the same amount of energy as a single family home, one vehicle. Now we look at some of the newer technologies like those Teslas. That's probably the guy honking you off the road because they're going so fast. That takes the same amount of energy as like 3 homes for 1 car. That's a lot of energy. You might be thinking, wow, that doesn't sound very efficient. Electric vehicles are actually more energy efficient than gas-powered cars. Oil is extremely inefficient. They've actually found, and this was a study done by Yale, that an electric vehicle that is charged using solar or wind power uses 77% less energy than a gas-powered vehicle. So interesting things. How much energy do these guys take? That's a lot. Now something even bigger than the consumer vehicles are these guys. Have you seen those massive semi-trucks that are electric? Some of you have. Have you guys seen like the FedEx delivery truck or the Amazon delivery truck that are electric? Where is that energy coming from? California is slowly moving their way towards banning those gas-powered commercial trucks altogether. Already, they've developed the West Coast Electric Highway, putting in the necessary chargers for these massive trucks. So welcome to the greatest land rush in California's history. It is also the greatest shift of wealth that we will likely see in our lifetimes. And this is the shift away from fossil fuels to green energy. It's not just happening here in California, it's happening globally at a very massive rate. And so these are all pictures taken from drones by another agent who works with me in this area. Those, by the way, are massive battery energy storage systems. Long gone are the days of the tiny little Duracell battery. Hello, massive batteries that are put in place to power us at night. The necessary infrastructure is there. So some people think, oh, well, I have land. I want to put a solar field on my land. That sounds like a good idea. I could make a lot of money on that. No. It has to go in the right areas. There has to be the necessary infrastructure there. It has to be developable land. There's a lot of factors that go into play there. And as you can see, these things are massive. The largest solar project in America is under construction right now in this area. It's 13 square miles large. So here's an example of one of my investors. They bought a 10-acre property for only $75,000. They are now leasing their land for 35 years, making over 80% return, and in the end, they still own the land. They will have made over $3.6 million on this $75,000 investment. So this is the National Renewable Energy Laboratory map. The darker the red, the more intense the sun, which is where you want to be if you have a solar project, right? Like Warren Buffett. The #1 location to invest in this is right there where that triangle is. That's right where we happen to be helping people in this opportunity. It's the alternative energy capital of not only California, the country, but the world. So how much land has been consumed for solar and wind projects in this area? Over 200 square miles of land. Fremont, I believe, is the largest city in the Bay Area, totaling 78 square miles. That's 2.5 Fremonts, consumed in a 14-year period. How long did it take for Fremont to grow to the size that it is and all the developments? It's tremendous. So we're kind of standing on the precipice of a whole new opportunity. And like I said, this is an opportunity that's not going to last forever. And it's the largest shift of wealth we will likely see in our lifetimes. So I'm not here to sell you guys land. I'm here to offer an opportunity to bring this to your folks. We love to partner with mortgage, real estate agents, title, you name it. And we pay very generous referral fees. And we are not under RESPA. Land is outside of that particular law. So I'm going to have to bring it to a close here shortly. Average investment range, this is affordable for most people. A lot of people use 401ks, 1031 exchanges, cash to invest with us. So if you're interested in learning more about being a referral partner, please come talk to us. My husband, Rick Silva, he partners with me. He's there in the back. Come talk to us afterwards. We're happy to get together and chat over coffee or something like that. If you want to learn more about land banking, hit that QR code and you'll get more details. So thank you guys so much for having me out today. Thank you to all the powers that be that put this beautiful meeting together. Have a wonderful day, you guys.